Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Take a moment to slow down, to breathe, and before we begin, if these quiet Bible verses and reflections bring you peace or help you pause, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss a verse that might reach you exactly when you need it. Psalm 46 verse 2 says, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble." Maybe you've heard this verse many times before. Maybe it sounds familiar, almost comforting. And precisely because of that, it's worth staying with it a little longer because these words were not written for surface level moments, but for times when something begins to shift inside. When the things you relied on no longer feel secure because trouble rarely arrives loudly, it often comes quietly as a lingering thought. An inner restlessness, a sense that something isn't right. And this is where the depth of this verse begins, because it doesn't speak of a life without fear, but of a life where fear exists. And when it speaks of refuge, it's not describing a place for people who have everything under control, but for people who are tired of holding everything together, for people who stop pretending they are strong, because a refuge is not something you seek out of comfort, but out of necessity. And perhaps that is the first honest truth of this verse, that weakness is not rejected here, but welcomed. And then it doesn't say that God gives us strength, it says that God is our strength. And that changes the perspective entirely, because strength is no longer something we have to produce, no longer something we have to force out of ourselves, but something that carries us even when we feel empty. And maybe this is the moment where something inside can finally loosen its grip, because you realize you don't have to function to be held. And then there is this quiet but heavy word, ever present. A word shaped by experience, by suffering, by time. By people who held onto this verse when they had no clear answers. Not as a quick fix, but as something solid to cling to. And maybe this verse carries an uncomfortable truth because it doesn't promise to keep trouble away. It promises presence within it. Not before the pain, not after everything is resolved, but right in the middle of uncertainty and fear. And if you're hearing this verse today, it may not be because you are searching for explanations, but because you are searching for something steady, something that holds. And maybe faith begins exactly there, when you stop trying to explain everything and quietly allow yourself to not be alone, even when you no longer feel strong at all.